Good evening, 9:46 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on this Monday, December 19th, 2022. I'm XRP Future Millionaire, and I reside in the great state of Michigan, even though it's cold as fuck here. Wow, Tom, XRP just up and down, up and down, up and down. What the hell's going on? Holy crap, Bob, where the heck did you come from? Wow, Tom, sometimes I like to catch you off guard. And why is there such a distortion on the price charts with XRP? Well, that's a good question, Bob. And for anybody who doesn't know, Bob's the every man and woman in the audience who might ask the unrelenting questions. Might not be sound mind-numbing, but has good intentions. Wow, Tom, I get sick of these backhanded compliments, you son of a bitch. Well, Bob, for the new viewers, they're going to be like, this guy needs to go to a mental institute. Wow, Tom, I can't disagree with him. You are quite crazy. Thanks, Bob. I appreciate it. Well, the reason why I have so many charts, for one, Bob brings up an excellent observation. The XRP chart right now on Bitstamp, as you can see, was at about right now $33.95, and the rest of them are over 34 cents. So I like to have multiple charts. The USD perpetual futures is on the futures exchange, so that might show more vulnerabilities when there might be a little more of a manipulated, because they're trying to get shorts out here. So that's how we actually got our first indication that we were actually going to dump. It was an easy find because this showed it, hit the bull flag, it retested it. None of the other charts showed it that I could find, except this one. We seen it in real time when it happened. So we knew it was going to dump even further. We got our verification. And you can find the update when I said XRP manipulation or whatever. And we found it within the price action, which it happens all the time. And it's a form of manipulation. And the reason I call it manipulation is on BitGet, on the futures, if we needed to go down, they had that quick pump up. And if you look at any of the other charts, you didn't get that pump. So BitGet's pump came up to that 371 level, right to about here. Yeah, right here. You notice it didn't happen here. So on Binance, if you were going short, which I don't even know if Binance has leverage trading, honestly, because I don't use Binance. I think there's issues there. But if you're on Binance, you wouldn't have got liquidated. But if look at this on BitGet, none of the other ones would. USDT doesn't indicate that. You don't have the other USD chart that indicates that. So the only one that would indicate that is the BitGet perpetual futures chart. So that's why I personally like to have so many charts so that I can see them, because of the BitGet chart hitting that. And on a futures trading where it's easier to impact the price action, that was an easy way to get them out. And look at, this is a good 7 to 10 cents here. Difference in price action. Very different. It's very volatile on these exchanges. So, mainly what you take out of this is you better be watching this by about 7 ways to Sunday, because if you have one price action on one chart, it's going to be very hard to maintain. Like, I've got 4 XRP charts, 2 XLM, 2 DGB, an XDC, 2 Zillow, VChains, HBARs, DAGs. We got 3 Bitcoin charts, a couple Algo charts, an IOTA, a couple Ethereums. We got a lot of charts here. We got a lot of shit we're covering. Theta, by the way, is down under 77 cents now to 76.23, and that's after a 4% pump. So, and these pumps aren't doing anything. They're just kind of going and fluttering. Then we end up going down farther, and we better pay attention here, folks. We better pay very close attention here. On the perpetual futures chart, if we go to the 30-minute time frame, the obvious thing would be, all right, well, if we can break up any farther, we'll likely come up to this 34,654. If anybody has any hope of this pattern coming back up, you better break the 346 level. That's just, we'll say the 3466 level. Let's see if we can maybe work it out to the 347. Nah, 346 level, 3464. So that's what we're looking at. And that would come back into the bear flag, which we broke right below. And you can see on the BitGet perpetual futures. So basically what I'm trying to say here is we broke down past the bear flag after the bull flag. We came right through after we had an extension up. And then we came right back through. Now we back tested once. And is there even enough strength to get back up here? It's possible we could come back up here. And then you'd want to see if you can get back up within here. And then you would know your level. The next major level would be back to the 355 level. If you broke back up and broke, we'll say it's approximately in here at about 3465. So that's what we'd be looking at for the resistance if we did get caught up in there. And it's pretty confluent, you know, on other charts. But are we going to go back up there? Or are we just going to continue down? Look at that red candle in the 30-minute. It's possible we could come up there, but we've already had several rejections. Now, granted, we haven't had the... We did have a breakdown, retest, consolidation, back up, and drop. Now, we haven't had the big retest, but is it necessary? Not completely. You know, we came pretty damn close to measuring the targeted drop from back here, where it might end up hitting eventually and drop. It basically was at that point. We missed it by about a tenth of a cent. A couple tenths of a cent. Wasn't by much. So that drop point is going to be very accurate if this continues down. And right now it looks like it's playing out true. And the targeted drop was down to about just shy of 23 cents to 22,860 approximately. That's why we figure, or I figure, this pattern isn't done dropping. And I think it's time to sound the alarms like I've been. And I keep saying a catastrophic drop. At what point from $1.66 am I right? You know, and I'm not saying like, oh my God, I'm better than everybody else. I'm saying, when can we acknowledge that I knew what I was talking about? We're sitting at 33.78 right now. And it's very fluctuated. On the one, it's 33.71. So it begs the question, what's going on the USD chart here with Bitstamp? There's a little over-aggressive selling, like in the 30-minute here. It's another thing that's good to look at. It's not bad to get information. On Bitstamp, it's got 16.238 million in the 30-minute. Let's see. Whoops. We've got... On Binance, is that it? Binance in the 30 minutes got 1.049 million of volume for XRP. As to where Bitstamp has 16.41 million. What the hell is going on here? Is Bitstamp out ahead? That's an awfully big sell candle there. Holy shit. In comparison to the Binance one, Binance, it doesn't look as bad. There's a 16 times bigger sell candle on Bitstamp than there is on Binance. Look at that. Holy smokes. Man, this makes me feel like this continuation is going to play down even quicker than I thought. That is a huge candle. Look at, even on the perpetual futures, it was only 74,000, which I wouldn't expect it to be huge on the futures. What about Tether? Tether 634,000. Yeah, so Bitstamp has 16 million in sell volume in this 30-minute candle. Even Binance didn't even come close. Binance was just over 1 million. That is incredible, folks. So when you look at volume, that's why I like to have a bunch of charts, because you see the anomalies. Now what's happening? We had huge sell volume there. Is that leading out front now? Or are they trying to shake some people out because we're going to retest that area we talked about? Basically, that 355 level. Makes you wonder. That's an awfully big sell candle for Binance. Or I mean for Bitstamp. So that's why I like showing you guys the technical analysis in real time. And as some of you found out yesterday when my tablet fell, it sounded like everything went to shit. And I just kept on going once I picked it back up, because I like to do this. No takes, none of that bullshit. If I have to pause it, it's one thing because of my kids and Julie. Like, I had to pause it for a split second, as you probably noticed. A couple minutes ago. But Julie just got out of the shower, so I needed to help her. And for anybody who's new, she had 4 surgeries on her ankle and yada, yada, yada. So it's a big mess. But yeah, so this is the important of all these different factors. And right now in the 30-minute, we're getting beaten down by the 20-day. I mean, this is a big problem here right now. We need some positive volume, not negative. And now I created, remember what I said, if we fell into this area, I created the inside-out wedge, basically, which would act as this, what is this, basically an ascending triangle if you just fill this out. Let me put this into the 1 hour so you guys don't think I'm a complete doofus. Even though you probably already do because of Bob. Wow, Tom, I take great offense to you always calling me a doofus. Bob, I didn't call you a doofus. I said they might think I am because for fuck's sake. Wow, Tom, you got to be more, you got to talk clearer. Bob, do you really care about that, or do you just want to know what's going on in the charts? I mean, I was on a roll. Why do you got to come back? Well, Tom, I'm just getting so sick and tired of everybody saying it's going to go up, and it's going to go up, and it's going to go up, and then it always goes down. So I always tell you, Bob, stick here. Well, Tom, I do, but nah. All right, Bob, well, let's get back to this. So, that fucking guy, man. The downtrending resistance is right here at about, we can call it right here too. So we technically have the 355, but if you look at the Bitstamp chart, you can actually pull it up at the 3518. And then maybe that could be the area, maybe draw back in here. But other than that, this looks very bearish, and that volume on the Bitstamp is very interesting. That's a lot of sell pressure there. Which ultimately leads me to believe that all the other exchanges are about to have a big sell candle somewhere. But we'll see. As we've had such a downward spiral, are we going to have some kind of relief rally somewhere? There has been no relief rally from 37 cents all the way down to 33.8 right now. There's been zero. The biggest relief rally was up to 34.22 from 33.20. That's not a big relief rally. But I anticipate it to continue playing down. And I believe that this will play true in time. Whether it's on this exact move down, nobody can guess that with manipulation and so forth. But I believe within time, as long as we're patient, this is going to play true. And we're going to find ourselves with unforetold riches as we buy very cheap compared to the competition. And we have more of our portfolio intact, which would be all 100%. And for any of you who are lucky enough, made the 425% with me last year in the great spike from March to early summer of 2021 before we had to liquidate our precious XRP, which it broke my heart to do. Believe me, it took me forever to acquire it because it was not available in the USA. So I understand like everybody else. I feel empty without holding XRP. Julie knows it pains me not to hold it, but she also knows that I have a grand scale that plays out into 2025. And if I fuck this part of it up like I've been telling everybody, I can't undo this. And I know what I'm looking at, so I don't have to worry about not understanding the charts. I can live by the belief that I, in my own head, understand what's going on the charts. And I've taught myself how to do the charts. So even if I'm inaccurate in my definitions, and I might do things a little different, what I do is so accurate that nobody can complain. I don't know as much as most people when it comes to the book terminology probably of doing the charts, but I understand the pattern recognition part better than anybody. I can put together a pattern before it is finished from a very early on point. So, I believe for all those reasons and more, and the fact that I have 214 loyal members of Tom's Army actively, even in this high time of inflation, even being around Christmas, 214 members that pay $9.99 to pay it forward because most of them were here during the summer of 2021, and all of them, for the most part, who have joined, if not all of them, or 90%, were here before or some point when I told everybody to liquidate at $1.66 after making all that money, and I said we have to liquidate, and I said I'm not buying back, and I have a goal not to buy back until sub 20 cents. So it's been very hard. I got called a lot of names when I sold out. How can you be the XRP future millionaire if you just sell out? Yada, yada, yada. Long hold, diamond hands. If you don't sell, you don't lose. Blah, blah, blah. But my continued speech, and it'll always be, when you make those significant and substantial gains, and you can see it on a chart what's about to happen, you'd be a fool to not sell it and do what you need to do with it. I got to buy over $10,000 in precious metals on top of what I do every single month. I also have $4,000 on UPHOLD right now. So my initial investment was $3,500, so I'm up $500. And I have all that money in precious metals. But I'm patient enough with an understanding of where I want to buy back in. I get asked all the time, Tom, where are you going to buy back in? I won't make my first purchase until it's under 20 cents. Anything under that, I have to see what kind of pattern we're on. Like, if we fall down and we form a big bear flag, like, everybody wanted me to buy right here and just be done with it. And I'm like, look at this gigantic fucking bear flag. I'd be out of my fucking mind to buy it here. Because it's never going to make it. There was no way it was going up. And then with the volume profile, everybody lost their fucking minds because they thought we were done. Oh my God, Tom, went from 33 to 44. Oh, fuck me. Yeah, but they forgot over here it went from 28 all the way to 50 fucking 5. So now 28 to 55 to, 31.4 to 42 roughly. Now down. Now we're looking to break either we break the low here or we consolidate and this bear flag goes bam, 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 and it's a continuation of the downside. So assuming it plays true and we don't get some finicky volume that comes in, because volume can always go and you're thinking it's going to go and then all of a sudden it retests here and then it can always break down as well. But volume's a very, very tricky thing, folks. Volume can always change the perception and always change the pattern. So right now on a bear flag, you would go and now it's doing this. Now maybe if it has any steam, it can come up here again. And then maybe, fall down like that and create something like that. But if it just wants to do this and it's going bam, and then this fails, and then maybe it does this, it's already created the head and shoulders pattern in here. Bear flag. Then you got the left shoulder. I'm topping reversal possibly right here and down. It's very discreet and very quick, but you can see down, up, middle, consolidation, down. Or it's like a Bart Simpson top. This is just very bearish overall right now. And if it breaks that bottom, look out below. All you really have is a few key support levels left. And we've got, if I'm just looking at this chart, we can use the 335, which is the key. Well, I mean, it's not on this chart, but the 335 is the key. We're breaking the 335 before anything else. We got to break that. And then on this chart, you can see down here, but there's a few in between. This is the 308. We've got the 335. We've got the 318 approximately. But the important parts to me are the 308. So from here, we've got 308. That's important. And then the most important one is the 287. And the reason why the 287 is going to be the most important support on the board is because that's what we're waiting to break to confirm a new low in 2022. Or maybe it'll even be in 2023. But we've got to break this level from June of 2022. And it's about, we could say, I guess 285 if we want to be safe. So the 285 we could say. So we're trying to break that and create a new low. So that's what we're looking at. And it's not looking great right now for XRP. It looks very bearish. And I've continued to say this and I won't change until it's needed. But I just have a spectacular feeling that as long as we stay the course and we continue to be ahead of these markets, that what's going to come here shortly is unbelievable. I'm going to tell you if I ever buy anything, but right now, with XRP, it's not my time yet. And I need to see this bear flag play out. If you want to show support to me and to this community, I don't accept any paid advertising, no paid promotions you'll see me do on here. I don't have any special interest, and nobody will tell me what I need to say about any token, about XRP, or about anything else. Nobody's going to make me gaslight my community so that I can make a living. The generous members of Tom's Army, the 214 members of Tom's Army, pay $9.99. Yes, they get the special emoji badge of me being abducted by aliens. And new badges every month to 6 months. And then the 12-month badge that was just released, the I Told You So XRP badge, for the members who have been here 12 months as a special thank you. You get all of those. You also get the Telegram with 230 plus people, a futures leverage trading group that 77 people have joined so far, precious metals groups. And those are all included. There's no extra charge with that. So it's a spectacular thing. And all you have to do is go in the video description below and click on Tom's Army. That's it. Join Tom's Army, show that support. I don't charge anything. I show everything to everybody. Man, some people have made some fantastic gains. But you join in here, and it's not just me. This is, to me, it's like a case study. Everybody's sharing information. I didn't create this for me to give people trading advice. I put my information in here when I need to, but I created this chat for the futures leverage trading, and that's not the main one. This is the main one. But the futures leverage trading group is growing in demand as far as everybody needing to talk to everybody, and everybody's going there when the big trades are starting to happen. Because in the leverage trading, there's a lot of people in there that do 50 and 100x. I don't particularly do that. I don't like to trade that high leverage. I have, but it's just a great way to get an understanding of what's going on and to have like-minded people. Because of the generosity of everybody in there that you see, I can do this without having to accept paid advertisement. Nobody endorses my show. I wouldn't mind an endorsement. I wouldn't mind somebody to be a sponsor of the show where, you know, they're not necessarily even part of crypto, where somebody could just sponsor the show and I could start a brand with somebody. But I don't want to do a paid advertising or a paid promotion or none of that bullshit. So all I tell you is what I think, how I do things, and then the exchanges I'm on. MEXC, you can get in the video description below. No KYC, no VPN, and no spot fees. It's very important in the USA. You can buy your IOTA and any ISO coins, and you don't need a VPN. And my advice is you buy it there so you don't have to pay spot fees on the buy and sell, so you don't lose hundreds and even thousands of dollars. And then you can send it back to UPHOLD to your native wallet. But do not pay spot fees in crypto when I'm giving you an alternative. Hashtag the FUD stops here.